I'm not here to make you great. I'm here to remind you of your greatness. Greatness. Your greatness.
He goes by the name of Steven Tyler, and he actually came here last year, and he delivered a very powerful message. He's an alum of Eastern, went to school with Mr. Smith. They were both in fraternities there. He's a small business owner and also a part-time motivational speaker. Yes. Without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let him speak about himself, Steven Tyler. Everyone give him a hand clap.
Hey, so how's everybody doing? Yeah. Okay, I like the energy. So today, we're going to be talking about choosing the path, following your dreams. Notice I said your dreams, not your auntie, not your sister, not your cousin, not your brother. We talking about your dreams. This presentation is about you and following your path and unlocking your potential. This is your path and your path only. I want y'all to take this and be reminded that I'm here not to make you great, but to remind you of the greatness that's within all of you in history. So what is it that made them become great? It's that mindset. Go ahead. Get it with the mic. So what is it that made them become great?
They were persistent, they believed in themselves, and they didn't give up.
They believed in themselves and they didn't give up. Very important things right there. So my first question to you is, what do you love? What do you love? What is it that we could bring up right now and you just talk about for hours on end? What do you love?
Music.
Music. So how can she turn that to a career? Being an artist? Is that something that you wish to do? What kind of artist? R&B?
R&B, hip-hop.
R&B.
I like to rap too.
Okay. So how long do you think you have to practice for that to come into? All right.
Years. I wouldn't say years, because I've been doing it for a minute now, but I'm getting somewhere.
See? That's what it's about. What interests you? What interests you? See, to some people, I could spend 3 or 4 or 5 hours talking about statistics on basketball. Some people, maybe baseball. For her, it's the music industry. So you got to know what interests you. If you do something that interests you and do something that you love, it won't be considered work. When you see Lil Wayne out there and he performing and he doing his shows, that's not really work to him. Do it look like he working? He doing what he loves and what interests him. What would you believe if I told you that a lot of people don't do what they love, don't do what they want to do? Or put another way, a lot of people are not satisfied with where they at. Why do you think that is?
Because people run into obstacles, and instead of using that obstacles as an opportunity to grow, they in turn let it stop them. Or another thing happens in their life that deters them from their path, and they let that keep them down instead of pressing forward.
So lack of perseverance. Very good. So the reason why I say what interests you, because you have to basically put this in your mindset that what it is going to be doing, you're going to be doing this for a great deal of your life. So if you want to be that teacher, you're going to be teaching for at least 30 to 40 years of your life. You're going to be doing that longer than you've even been alive so far. So if it's going to be that lawyer or that astronaut or that musician or that basketball player, whatever this is, you're going to be doing this for a great deal of your lifetime. So you definitely want to make sure you're in a career or profession that's you're going to enjoy doing. So like I said, love what you do. Here's a startling statistic. More than 3/5 of Americans, or roughly 70%, do not like their occupation. Do you agree with that? Yeah. How many people you know complain, oh my God, I gotta get up, go to work. Oh, I gotta go to this job. Why do I gotta go to this job? I hate my boss. I hate my coworker. I hate this. I hate that. 70%. That's 7 out of 10 people at the job don't like the job. Why is that? We supposed to be in the land of opportunity. This is the land of the plenty. So you gotta ask yourself 2 serious questions. Is there a lack of resources? Or is there a lack of motivation? Because there's no way in the land of plenty, in America, in a free capitalist enterprise society, I shouldn't be able to have what I want as far as a career, as a profession, in almost anything. This is the land of the free. Or is someone lying to us? You gotta ask these kind of questions. You want to live a life you enjoy by doing what you love, not what you must do. If you love doing like this, I love doing this. This isn't work to me. I love this. Speaking to you all, giving y'all encouragement, giving y'all motivation. It's not something I must do, oh, I have to do this, or I love doing this. To make these happen, to make these a possibility, first and foremost, you have to have a plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. When I ask, let's say if I ask this gentleman right here, what do you want to do?
Join the Marine Corps.
What do you have to do to join the Marine Corps? That's okay. I'm just giving an example.
Well, my plan is that I have to gain experience through the schools I'm going to.
All right. What do you plan to do after that?
Follow my dream.
Follow your dream. What exactly is your dream?
Being the best general in the U.S.
Being the best general. Okay. You see how you have to have a solid plan. But I don't expect you all at the age you are to know, write down the path, okay, I gotta do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But I do expect you to at least be started thinking about what all you have to do to make that happen. What does he need to become a general? What does he know? Like, for me, when I tried to join the Marines, they wouldn't let me because I had a tattoo on my neck. You have to know certain things like this. They won't let you in if you have certain tattoos or certain body things on your body. So if I come to a student and they tell me, okay, I want to be a doctor, and if they tell me, I'll be highly impressed, and that's why I advocate for you all. Oh, I need this many years of school. I'm gonna go to this school. I'm gonna get this scholarship. I'm gonna apply to this financial aid. I know that the salary gonna pay me this much. Boom, boom, boom. That's showing that you did your homework, and that goes into that part, doing the homework for your life. Doing your homework for your life means doing your homework for where I'm gonna be in 10 years from now, and it's gonna come a lot quicker than you think. 10 years ago, I was in y'all desk listening to somebody telling me about what I need to do 10 years down the road. So it comes a lot quicker than you think. So you need to do your homework as far as the career, the schooling, the finances, the salary, the job duties. Anything worthwhile will take patience, planning, and precision. Think about it this way. If your birthday is tomorrow, and you haven't done anything to plan for it, how do you think that birthday gonna go? I'm talking about you just wake up tomorrow like, oh, we're gonna have a birthday party. How do you think that's gonna go? It's gonna be a catastrophe. Because then nobody has no invitations been sent out. You don't know where you're gonna get the cake from. You ain't planning where's it gonna be at, how much it's gonna cost. You ain't planning for nothing. This is the same thing that can happen if you don't plan ahead. Remember that a dream is not a goal until it has direction. Just like if you're sailing in the ocean, unless you know which direction you're gonna go to, who knows where you might go. So think about that. I want you all to overachieve the overachievers. You know how people always say, oh, he overachiever, you trying to do the most. You should. You want the most out of life, right? You want to overachieve them overachievers. I'm doing better than the person that got the A. I got the A+. I did the extra credit on top of the extra credit. For real, these are the things that's going to distinguish you when you go down the line. And let's say an employer looking at your resume, oh, well, he did community service, and he was involved in the organization. He did. She not only volunteered, she was president, and she got a 4.0. That's that extra push. That's that extra time that they spend in the gym to get great. That's the extra push-up they do. That's the little extra push that people do to separate themselves. Good is not good enough. You heard the saying Drake said on one of the songs, good ain't good enough. In this day and society and age, I'm telling you, good is not good enough. You have to be great. If you're you're setting yourself up to continue so everything that you have will be excellent. I want you all to outstand. If you don't outstand, then you'll be in the in crowd. And we all know how the in crowd is. And trust and believe, everybody that I used to know that was in the in crowd, they are not living the life that they should be. And they're not comfortable, and they're basically almost miserable. Because guess what? While I was going to college, they was doing other things, using substances and things of that nature. They wasn't investing in their future. But now they feel the gravity of it now, because now we're not living under mama no more. Now we got to make it our own way. But you put stuff to the side. You didn't take it serious. So you got to outstand. I want all of you all to be outstanding. When they see them, they'll know. This is a person of distinction. So let's talk a little bit about the college effect. Any of y'all took economic classes? So y'all know about supply and demand, right? So when something is in more supply, what happens to its value?
Goes down.
Okay. So now that there are more students, we can agree with that, right? There are more students going to college. There are more students graduating. So there are more degrees. So what happens?
Less jobs.
Yes, exactly. There are less jobs being created that can accommodate for those degrees. Basically, degrees are outpacing the jobs. Does that make sense? So let's say we created 20,000 jobs, but there's 80,000 college graduates. You see the difference in that? And this is not saying at all to detour you from college. This is telling you to go if that's your career and your dream, but now you have to put in that much effort to separate yourself from a lot of other applicants. Because let's say 1960 to 1970, out of the 100, we'd say maybe 30 of them, or that's kind of high, maybe 20 of them might have a degree. And now in 2013, let's say out of 100 applicants, 60 or 70 might have one. So it's a lot harder for you. You gotta set that brand for yourself that says, I am your best candidate. So let's go into a little thing called sacrifice. Sacrifice to me means you are willing to relinquish smaller undertakings in the hope to achieve greater status, skills, and accomplishments. I'm willing to not go to this party. I'm willing to not go out here. I'm willing to not watch TV, or whatever the case may be, to get to that major goal. That major goal to you all is to get to that dream. Anything under that has to be insignificant. Anything. Why you looking like that? I'm saying something foreign, like I'm speaking Spanish. It makes sense? Oh, okay. So with that is the analogy of you fasting, not literally, but fasting for a brief period in the hopes that you can feast in the duration of your life. Basically meaning, if I'm in this college and I'm willing to not go to some of these parties, or I'm willing to not go out and have this fun, or watch this TV, or do this and that, and I'm willing to do away with these that's insignificant, in the long run it's going to pay off. And there's never been an instance where sacrifice didn't pay off. So I want y'all to take out the impossible and say, I'm possible. I'm possible. What do I mean by that? Impossible is merely a prelude to the accomplishments we have yet to achieve. Now, if we go back Let's say we go back to the 1300s. You go back to the 1300s, try telling somebody that we had cell phones, cars, airplanes, Google. What you think they'll say to you? They'll think you're a heretic. They'll probably try to burn you at the stake. Because these things were literally, in the mind of man, considered impossible. It's impossible for man to fly or go at certain speeds and travel around the world in less than 2 or 3 days. That's impossible. And now that's just a regular thing. Anybody get on a plane, if you got enough money, go right to Rome. Be there in about, 12, 13 hours. Only because a few men were crazy enough. I only mean crazy because they weren't following everybody's logic, but crazy enough to say that, wait a minute, I think it's a better way we could do this. I think we could make something else happen. So you got to dream big. The only limitations we have are those that we place on ourselves. I want you all to live and think with no limits. None. There is no obstacle greater than the mind that confronts it. You know why? Because the mind is what perceives it as an obstacle. If that makes sense. So that is your key. You see right here on the PowerPoint, the key right there to the door. This key is universal. It can unlock all doors and it's one size fits all. But the best part of this key that you're born with this key. This is your mind. This is the key to that house, the key to that car, the key to that career, the key to that dream, the key to that passion. Whatever it may be that you want to do, it all starts mentally. You have to even put it in your mind that you want it for you to even go try to work for it. So with that, we have this analogy of the mind of the mind. When you go in the mind, you have to go deep to get the diamonds, to get the gold, to get the things of value. You got to think deep to uncover these things worth of value. And always remember that mind is over matter because mind thinks of it first. Anything you ever touch, this desk, this clicker, that, anything you've ever seen in this physical has come from the mind first. So I want you all to become the gift. I want you all to discover the potential within you. And remember that practice makes perfect. And dedication makes legend. You know why Michael Jordan gym shoes can sell for so much money? Because he's an icon of basketball. He's one of the first names you'll always come across and even think about when you say basketball. Michael Jordan. Same thing with Muhammad Ali. When I even think about boxing, it's got to be Muhammad Ali. Football, somebody like Emmitt Smith or something like that. These people literally trained and practiced so much they became what they were practicing. So what's your calling? What's your calling? Your life is right. Very right. What's the average age right now? 14, 15? But have you planted any seeds of productivity? What value does your existence have if you're not applying the talents that you have? You are doing a disservice to yourself and the world by not harnessing the inherent grace that's dwelling within and sharing this gift with those who would joy to bear witness. This goes along with Langston Hughes, if y'all ever read A Dream Deferred. So why not serious? Y'all heard the Batman's phrase, why so serious? Why not serious? Why not serious? Stay on top by knowing, adhering to the bottom line. What's the bottom line that we trying to reach here to y'all? It's very simple. What is the bottom line by we saying get those careers? Follow your dreams. Go on your path. Get to your potential. What's the bottom line?
You can be something in life. Don't let nobody tell you different.
You can be something like, don't let nobody tell you different. But what comes with that success? The bottom line. What comes with the success? Huh? Change your heart.
You leave your footprints on this earth and you will be known in history.
That's very good. But who can tell me the bottom line? It's really simple. You know, what's the bottom line?
You gotta be smart, like,
Nah, y'all overthinking. I like that though. She knows. What's the bottom line?
Dedication.
I'll tell y'all overthinking. What's the bottom line?
Hard work.
No,
You'll be doing something you love.
that too. What do you need in America to survive? That's the
Relationship
bottom
with
line.
God.
Hey, money. All of that is very accurate, but I'm just telling you, that's the bottom line. Know that the effort you put in now will determine the ease of your future and adult life. So the person that's relentless and they looking up different schools and they looking up different opportunities, okay, I might go to community college and then do 2 years. Or the person that's really on it, that's what that person's gonna have. They're gonna have less loans. Now when you around my age, you 25, you 26, and those loans are knocking at your door, would you be better off with 40,000, 50, 60? Or maybe you only got 5 or 10,000. Maybe you did so good you didn't have none. That's because of the effort they put in now at your age. And I would not want to hear any one of you all ever tell me, oh, I don't know. Why is that? What's the one word that can get you access to any information anywhere? On your smartphone, on your computer, wherever. Google. Google. So that's an excuse right there. Oh, I don't know any. No, Google. Y'all got Google. Y'all in the information age. Right now, if y'all had your smartphones on you, if I tell you to Google what's the coldest day that was ever on Earth? What's the coldest day that was ever on Earth? 50 years ago, you had to go find an encyclopedia. Right now, you go right on your phone, boom. That's information. Right at your fingertips. That's power to change your reality in your fingertips. So like I said, better opportunities because you put in that work ethic. More jobs available or more things to your career and your dream. Less stress. Apparently, if you have less bills, less. I want to hear about what Ashley and them did or who got beat up. No, I want to know about what you're doing to make yourself better. Because if you really had a whiff of how it really is out here in this real world, I bet you wouldn't care about what nobody's doing. You'd be focused on yourself and taking care of your business and getting to your dreams. So here's a quote to live by. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people just exist. Oscar Wilde. This is what Nicki Minaj was talking about. To live doesn't mean you're alive. How could that even be? I'm breathing, I'm moving, I'm talking, I'm walking. Why am I not alive? Why am I not alive? Because I'm not doing the things that make me happy. I'm not doing the things that I want to do. I'm just getting by. That's what existence ever was. You don't want to be that person. That's why I'm very passionate about this. You don't want to be that person just clocking in, just paying bills, just getting by. No, you want to be that person that's living their dreams, making their reality, living the life they really want, going to places they want to go. You know what I mean? People would love to go to London or Paris or France or Italy or Egypt or Costa Rica or all these beautiful places on earth. And they can't get there. Why not? Huh? Like they're not living. If you look up something, I tell you like this, if you look up something and you don't feel that this, whatever it is you into, will not suffice to the kind of lifestyle you want, I recommend one or two things. I recommend you change it and you look into something else, or you start looking into investment opportunities or whatever it takes for you to live the life you want. Because that's what all this is ever about, being on a beautiful planet, having all this in front of you, all these wonderful lakes, rivers, canyons. I took the trip to Vegas, the longest trip of my life, but I don't regret it. drove 27 hours. Not straight, of course, I'm only human. I rested. But doing that 27 hours worth of driving, I saw all kind of landscapes that I only see on TV. Canyons, mountains, actual mountains. When have you seen like an actual mountain, like you just driving past, you see a mountain? You got it? That's good. That's living right there. That's living. So that's all I recommend to you all. To go out there, pursue your dreams, and do what you feel is most fulfilling to you all. And I know it may sound cheesy and corny and Disney, but guess what? Like I said, a lot of people are not doing it. So somebody's not listening to the message. Here's a couple of books that I feel that can help you all as far as financing and investment. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Any of y'all ever heard of that book? That's good. That's a very good book. And you read it? Mom, you read it? Did you look into it? You need to look into that book. It explains. Oh, you? No. I thought you had your hand up. Sorry about that. The Secret. The Secret is a very powerful book that goes by 3 simple laws: ask, believe, receive. Ask. I want to be a singer. Believe it. I know I'm going to be a singer. It's in my heart. Receive it. Now, is it that ABC? Of course not. Countless hours. But that's determination. And anybody know that anything worth having gonna take time. And then Robert Greene, The 48 Laws of Power, basically a great book about forming good, productive habits. You have any questions for me?
What's your last name again?
My last name? Tyler. T-Y-L-E-R.
So when did you know that this was your passion?
When I was working with ISAC, the Illinois Student Assistance Commission, and I was speaking to students and just explaining to them like what financial aid is and how to go to college and how to a few of them goes to wayside, but a couple of them it actually registered with them like, oh, okay, and just putting hope in people. A lot of people just don't have hope. It's not that they don't want to. They don't even have it in their mindset that they can do that. A lot of these people from the slums and the ghettos or in lower income neighborhoods don't even have it in their mind that they could be lawyers or doctors. They're not even thinking about that. Because if they did any kind of math, they'd know that a lawyer or doctor makes way more money than somebody selling drugs. But this is all they know. This is their reality. Well, if you go in there as a young black man, positive, and actually tell them, this is actually possible. You can actually be living your dream. You can actually be rich. If you focus yourself, you get dedicated, and you stay on it. Because I'm going to tell you this. Whatever you want, and you will see it anywhere, any kind of neighborhood, it always you get what you put your time, energy, and effort into. An alcoholic will find a way, one way or another, to get that. And don't you always wonder how you might have somebody they ain't have no money enough, but they always find a way to get high. Because this is what they put their time, energy, and effort into. If you put your time, energy, and effort into your dreams and make it your reality, it's going to happen. It's going to be some roadblocks, but name me one person that ever learned to walk the first time they tried to start to walk. Name me one baby that ever walked the first time. You're never going to do that. You have to fail. It's just wisdom. It's mistakes, learning from your experiences. So don't get discouraged with anything, because I guarantee you, if you got a good plan, a good mind on your shoulders, and you put it towards it, I guarantee you, that dream will become your reality.
Everyone give Mr. Tyler another hand clap.
I'm on business, I got kids, I got bills, I'm on business, money circle.